Okay, everyone, let's get back into our yoga practice. So we're still going to be moving our bodies through extension, flexion, rotation, and side lateral bending in every one of our yoga practices together. So let's make our way down onto the ground into child's pose. Taking your knees as wide as it makes sense, reaching your arms forward, getting that nice stretch in the shoulders, placing your forehead down onto the ground. If you like, you always have that option of making a little pillow with your hands if your head is too far off of the ground. Now here in child's pose, find that Ujjayi victorious breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Remember to keep your mind focused on your body, your breath, in the present moment throughout the entire practice. Of course, your mind will wander, only natural. But since we want those mindfulness benefits, in addition to the physical benefits of the practice, we want to make sure we keep that mind engaged in what we're doing. So listening to your breath is a great tool in order to accomplish that. Take a couple breaths here, in and out through the nose. Take one more breath, exhale it out, and return into hands and knees position, our quadruped position. And we'll take cow-cats. Inhaling, lifting the tail, lifting the gaze, opening the throat. Exhale, drop head and tail, press your spine to the sky. Inhaling as you come into extension. Exhaling into flexion. Continue to move through those actions, filling up as you open and emptying out as you hollow the chest and round the spine. Linking breath and movement, inhaling, exhaling on your own. We don't have to stay together here. Take one more round, breathing in and breathing out. Coming back to the neutral spine, reach the right arm up in the air and look to that thumb, involving that upper cervical spine. Now thread the needle, take the hand under the other arm, rotating. One thing you could add here is taking the left hand and taking it behind the back into a bind, just to involve that left shoulder opening. Let your head relax down onto the ground. Just a gentle way to come into an inversion and also moving the spine into rotation. Take one more breath and then gently return back up onto all fours and take the other side. Left arm up in the air. Remember to look to that thumb and thread the needle, taking the arm under the arm and coming into that gentle rotation position. You have that option to add the right arm behind the back. It's okay if it takes you off balance a little bit, just be patient. Connect back into the breath. Inhale, exhale. Breathing in and breathe out. One more in-breath. And make your way back on all fours. We have one more action, that's our lateral side flexion. Look over one shoulder to the hip. And then going through center over to the other side. Following your breath as you go from side to side. Try to keep your hands central and not letting them travel over to each side as you do the movements. Come back to your neutral spine. Walk your hands forward a bit, tuck the toes under, and come into downward facing dog. Find your breath. Inhale, exhale. In breath, stay there. Out breath. Drop your head heavy as though you're wearing your helmet, and it's just applying a gentle pressure down of the head and neck. Set your gaze, that drishti, right between your feet so that your eyes don't follow around the room distracting you. In breath. Out breath, soften the joints. Remember, the knees are nice and bent in this posture. In breath. And out breath. Now walk your feet up to your hands, coming into that ragdoll position where we grab opposite hand to opposite elbow, knees nice and bent and head heavy. You might even sway side to side. Just putting pressure into one foot and then into the other. Keeping the breath deep and full, keeping the knees soft, the joints soft. Place the hands to the back of the head and very slowly come rolling up bone by bone. Take your time, coming all the way to stand and into our mountain pose. Feet the width of the actual pelvis, not the shoulders. Turn the palms to face front. Root your feet down, the very top of the head pressing up. You grow taller in this pose. This is mountain pose. Bring your hands to the center of the heart, and we'll begin that flow of movements, sun salutation A. Reach your arms up and gaze up. Spread your fingers wide. Maybe even go back a little bit if that feels okay. Then fold forward all the way down, softening the knees at the bottom. Find your halfway lift position. Toes are soft. Be careful not to grip into the ground with the toes. Even allowing the knees to be soft here, pulling the chest wall forward. Step back to the high push-up position. Looking forward, lowering to low push-up, softening the face. Upward facing dog. We'll hang out here just a couple breaths. Planting the palms down, pointing the toes so the toenail side is down. Lifting the thighs and getting broad across the collarbones. Tuck the toes under, return to downward facing dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, exhale. Breathe in, setting your gaze. Breathe out. Now look forward. Walk your feet forward to your hands. Halfway lift. Fold forward as you exhale. Stand and reach up to the sky. Go up. And we'll do that movement one more time. Fold forward all the way down. Halfway lift. Breathe in, lengthen. Step back into the high push-up position. Softening the face, low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Set the gaze right away. Breathe in and breathing out, softening the joints. Now start to tilt the tail up and back, just coming a little bit deeper into that stretch. In breath. And out breath. Look forward, walk your feet up to your hands. Halfway lift, flat spine. Fold forward and bow. Very gently come rolling up to stand, stacking the spine tall into our mountain pose. Now we walk the feet closer together to come into the chair pose. Feet come closer together, might be a little bit harder to balance. But take your seat down in the posture without gripping the toes. Reach your arms up in the air. Stay here and breathe. Remember, in these postures, specifically the ones involving the lower body, we tend to hold the breath. That's usually a sign that the mind has gone away. Call it back. Use the breath to dial back in. Inhale. Exhale. You can always take those arms a little bit wider. Bend them a little bit. In breath. Out breath, one more breath here. Now fold all the way down. Halfway lift, flat back. Step back to the high push-up position. Low push-up. Up dog. And downward facing dog. Right foot to the right thumb. Spin the back foot flat. Come on up, setting up our warrior one. Hands to hips to start. Double check that back foot. We don't want the toes pointing directly side. We want them pointing more at a diagonal front. Always protecting that back knee here. Bend the front knee. Reach the arms high. Keep the neck long. Warrior one, in breath. And out breath. Start to tuck the tail under here. You might start to feel that in your hip flexor if you weren't already. Put that cue in. Tuck the tail under. In breath. Out breath. Let's hook our thumbs overhead. Spread the fingers wide. Gaze up. In breath. Bring your hands back down onto the ground for high push-up position. Step back. Low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Now your left foot steps into warrior one. Double check back in with that back foot. We want the toes pointing in a forward diagonal, not at side. Bend the front knee. Reach the arms in the air. Start to tuck the tail under. You'll need to be present with your breath in order to do that. It's an intense adjustment in the pose. In breath. Out breath. Neck stays long. Breathe in. And breathe out. Now we'll hook the thumbs. Find the other direction of the thumbs to hook. Spread them wide. Gaze up. Full breath. Bring your hands down to the ground. Step to high push-up. And low. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. So those postures make up what's called sun salutation B. Now, from downward facing dog, step your right foot up this time, but we're not going to spin the back foot flat. We're going to stay kind of high on the ball of the foot, more like a runner's lunge. We want those back toes pointing forward, so we don't want them externally rotating at all. So all 10 toes are pointing forward. Arms reach up in the air. Soften this back knee so you can tuck the tail under a little bit more. Bring your hands to the center of the heart. Now drop your back knee down onto the ground. Take your left hand to the floor and your right arm up in the air. Take your gaze with you. Gaze up to that upper thumb. Now you might find that this front knee wants to bow out to the side. The body's trying to find that path of least resistance. I want you to keep it right down through the midsection if you can. Reaching the arm up. Just getting a nice deep stretch in that back leg into the hip flexor while rotating the spine. Continuing that rotation all the way up through the upper cervical spine is why we're looking up at the right thumb. Breathe deeply here. Inhale. Exhale. In breath. Out breath. Stay for one more deep breath in. Very gently make your way back to downward facing dog, sort of our home base back there. All right, from down dog, left foot steps up, crescent lunge. So all 10 toes pointing forward, checking that. We wouldn't want the foot pointing out to the side and then we rotate to the left. That would compromise that back knee. Reach your arms up, soften the back knee so you can start to tilt the tail under. Breathing fully, in breath. Out breath, bring hands to heart center. Gently tap the back knee to the ground. Full breath. And now the right hand goes down onto the ground. Left arm up in the air. Send your gaze up with it. Now if that starts to get pretty intense in the neck and you need to look down for a moment, And then to return your gaze looking up, feel free to do that. Stay present with the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Stay there. Keep that leg right down into that midsection. Keep the knee from kind of bowing out onto the side. In breath. Out breath. In through the nose. Out through the nose. Breath in. Breath out. One more deep breath in. Make your way back to downward facing dog. Home base. Set your gaze right between your feet. Send breath through the body. Make sure you have that helmet on the head, allowing the head to be nice and heavy, dropping the head out and relaxing that neck. In breath. And out. Now walk your feet forward, back up onto the hands. And start to stack the spine, bone by bone, all the way up to the top, finding our mountain pose. So coming back into our balancing series, we're going to add a posture to our balancing, and we'll do standing leg raise. Okay, so starting here, I want you to reach down and grab a hold of the right knee. So we're standing on one leg. Similar to tree pose, we'll take this right leg into external rotation and find our balance there. Take your left arm long out to the side. So plant that standing foot down. We have one leg in neutral, one leg in external. Our path of least resistance here will start to look like leaning to one side. So I want you to zip up really tall, just going down and up, and that leg is just out to the side. In breath. Out breath. Now bring everything back to center. Hands to the hips. Keep the leg lifted if you can. And now kick that leg straight back into what's called airplane pose. So leg goes back, arms reach back, and we want to be an airplane that's about to take off here. In breath. So we're in a bit of an upward facing dog. The heart is lifting. All 10 fingers are spreading wide. And the back toes are pointing down to the ground, but the chest is lifting up. This requires a lot of breath, so dig back into the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Stay for one more in breath. Bring your hands to the center of your heart and come back up to stand. It's okay if you need to shake that leg out a little bit. It's not uncommon. Okay, returning to mountain pose. It's sort of the core of all of our postures. Reach down and pick up the left knee. Find that up and down. Find that right foot rooting down into the ground, and then open the leg out to the side, reaching the right arm long. Stay there with breath. Inhale. Exhale. If you find yourself falling out of the posture, don't follow frustration mentally. Just step out of it, step back into it, start to breathe again. Inhale. Exhale. In breath. Out breath. Stay for another deep breath in. Bring the leg back to center, hands to hips, and we'll kick back into airplane pose. Kick the leg straight back, arms reach back behind you, heart lifting, fingers spreading, full breath, inhale. Exhale, stay there, keep the chest lifting, and be careful not to sort of lift the chin up too high. We still want length on all sides of the neck. In breath, out breath. Breathing in, breathing out. Two more. Inhale. Exhale, full breath, hands to heart center, and come back into standing mountain pose. So coming into tree pose, remembering one leg externally rotates, you decide which side comes first. Inner ankle, inner calf, inner knee, inner thigh, not the inner knee. Hands to heart center, tree. Finding your breath there. Rooting the bottom foot down into the earth. Crown of the head reaches up. From here, reach the arms up, gaze up. It's okay if you fall out of it. Go up, lift the chest up, and step out, and then switch sides. Tree pose on the opposite side. Being careful to protect the knee. The knee is a flexion extension joint, and we don't want that pressure on the side, I'm sure you know. So we don't want our yoga practice to add any of those elements either. The goal in yoga is not to make our bodies as flexible as possible. We don't actually want that. When we're hypermobile in those joints, we get some weakness in those joints and we can be really prone to injury. So it's not that we want to be as flexible as possible. It's actually not true. We want that balance of mobility and strength in all of our joints. So allow the knees to be bent. Allow yourself to not push yourself into poses or stretches. Now reach the arms up in the air. Gaze up, look up, lift your chest. Full breath. And release out. Okay, return to the front, kind of where we started. Reach the arms in the air. And fold forward, exhale. Soften the joints, halfway lift, breathe in. High push-up position, you know this part. Low push-up. Upward facing dog. Open up the chest, even lift your chin here. Downward facing dog. Go back. Now, bring your right knee forward by your right wrist. Extend the left leg back, and if you can, keep those back toes tucked under. Sit back, sort of in the middle. Your tendency here will be to roll over onto the right side. I want you to find that right down the middle part. And this is half pigeon pose. Couple options here. You can stay right here. If you want something a little bit deeper and your body's allowing it, you could come forward onto the forearms. You could even make that pillow like we did in the beginning and put your forehead all the way down onto the ground. If this pose feels really inaccessible to you, you're going to take it on your back instead. So if this is good for you, stay there. But if you want the other option, come with me onto your back. So half pigeon on the back. We cross the right ankle over the left knee. Open the knee out. And then we draw that left thigh into the chest, and you're sort of controlling where it goes. But if you're here, I want you flexing your right toes back toward the shin. Even your left toes, involve that foot, flex those toes. Everything is engaged. So whether you're in the first version or this one, go to the breath mentally. Hear the breath, feel it. Inhale, exhale. Breathe in and breathing out. Inhale. Exhale, one more breath. If you're on your back and you want to stay there for the other side, just go ahead and switch legs. Otherwise, if you're in the first version of pigeon, just make your way into downward facing dog and switch onto the left side. Left knee to the left wrist, back leg stays right down the middle. Keep the toes tucked under. Try to stay right in the center and not let yourself kind of scooch over to the side. This is a different side of your body, so let it be different. So maybe you need to go a little bit deeper or not as deep on this side. Your breath will be a guide. Just follow it. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. In breath. Out breath. Full breath in. Emptying it out. And we'll all come around with both legs facing forward. Sitting up tall. Let your knees be really bent here. What we're not trying to do is touch the toes, stretch the hamstrings. We've done enough of that. Soften the knees, let them be bent. I want you to pull your belly button forward and put your belly on your thighs. And then your hands go wherever they go. If you have really long arms like I do, they might reach the feet. If not, you might just grab a hold of your legs. But belly to thigh, drop your head. That's the hardest part of the pose. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. And breathe out. One more in breath. Empty it out. Gently make your way up to seated, and then we'll come into the opposite of that pose. It's called fish pose. So bring your legs together. Slip your fingertips under your seat like you're reaching for something in your back pocket. Lift yourself up onto your forearms. Your heart is the highest part of this pose. I want you to point your toes like a ballet dancer. Point your toes. Lift your chest up really high. And if it feels okay in the neck, gently drop the head back. If that doesn't feel okay in the neck, just keep looking at your pointed toes. This is fish pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Stay for one more in breath and gently bring yourself down onto the ground. So one supine twist on each side, and then we'll have Shavasana. So I showed you the option last time we were together to just drop the legs to one side. You can do that. Or you could bring right knee into the body, left leg long. Take that knee across the body, right arm out like a goalpost. Look over the right shoulder. So this is just a deeper option. But if you want the option we did together before, your feet just plant and then you drop the knees to the side. Very gently make your way back. Choose how you'll be on the other side, either just dropping the knees or left knee in, right leg long. Take the knee across the body. Taking the gaze over the shoulder is really important. Use your breaths. Try to let go on the exhales instead of pressing yourself into the pose. Come back into center and make your way into the moment you've been waiting for, Shavasana. Take the legs long, the arms down along your side, palms up, eyes closed. Shavasana. Remember, in Shavasana, it's a great time to let go of something that you brought with you into your yoga practice today. Maybe it's fear or self-doubt, or a worry, a concern. With every exhale, just leave it on the ground so that when you get up, it stays behind. With as little effort as possible, roll over onto your right side. Couple deep breaths. Make this part feel good. If you need to make a little pillow with your arm, that's okay too. Press yourself up to any seat Inviting the hands back to the heart center, your thumbs to the center of the forehead. And remember, we honor one another as we bow to each other and say, Namaste.